Hi, this is Thunder from Booredatwork.com and welcome to our versus battle. And today our versus is between the Amazon Kindle Fire and the Nook Tablet. So basically, these are the two top profile 7-inch tablets on the market from famous e-reader manufacturers Amazon and Barnes & Nobles. So we'll be taking a look at both devices, seeing how well they compete against each other, and if it's worth buying either one of the two. So stay tuned, go through our versus videos. It's kind of lengthy, I know, I'm sorry, but give me as best detail as possible to tell you which I think is better and which is the right one for you. So let's go through and I'll hit you at the other side. Alright, so let's take a look at our two competing tablets from Amazon and from Barnes & Noble. Of course, first off, we'll take a look at the Kindle Fire. Kindle Fire, first thing that is quite distinct about it is there are no physical buttons around the device. It's got that 7-inch IPS display. There's no front-facing camera at the back. There's no rear camera either. You can see the speakers on the very top where the Kindle logo points up. And on the very bottom, the only button here is the power button. You got your headphone jack below and your micro USB port for data transfer and charging. 8 GB of storage internally, but unlimited cloud storage. That's what you have with the Kindle Fire. All right, looking at the Nook Tablet, which is also 7-inch display, but it's a little larger just because of the bezel and the design. You've got a physical button here, which is your Nook Home button. You do have a power button here on the top left-hand corner. Top right-hand, you do have your volume buttons. Again, no front-facing camera at all. At the back, no rear camera. Your speakers are at the bottom here. The bottom back. At the bottom, you do have your micro USB port for transfer and data charging. And right here is your port here to slide in your micro SD card up to 32 GB. Now, if you don't have a micro SD card installed, even though this is 16 GB Nook, you only have 1 GB of storage space allowed. That's pretty much it. Now, when it comes to weight and how heavy each one is, the Nook Tablet feels slightly lighter than the Amazon Kindle Fire. The Nook Tablet feels lighter, more comfortable. The design is, for me, it's kind of awkward with this. I don't know why. It just feels very Fisher-Price to me. But other than that, design-wise, this is lighter, but this also feels more like a book in your hands. So that's on those points there. So let's take a look at the operating systems for both devices. Power this on, turn that on. So both of them are basically running Android 2.3, very customized. One obviously more customized than the other. So we'll open both of them up. So the first thing you notice, let's go with the Nook Tablet first. It's very Android familiar. You have 3 home screens. You also have a dock here below, which you have some custom Android devices and as well as ROMs. And then you have also this list below of certain things from your books, newsstands, movies, music, and apps. What Nook has done here, or Barnes & Noble has done here more, is you can, on the top, you have a notification bar that shows you what you were doing last, which is a book. Keep reading. I can actually tap on that and go back into the book. There is no back button, so I actually have to hit the home button again. I can look at more here, and that shows me more books as well as movies and TV shows. All that in there, and I can sign in. As well as at the very bottom, you do have a notification bar, or notification icon area. So you can see there, that has my mail and notification. If I tap on it, it says SD card has been removed, and I have 24 new emails aboard of work. So I can either clear that, and nothing is there anymore, or I can hit that icon, and that's pretty much for my book again. So there are many ways to go back to your book options. Now for your settings, you actually click on the right hand side. You see that logo there. That should bring up your settings. Yeah, you have quick settings, or you can hit the setting button to go into your deeper settings, which you can customize the device and all that fun stuff. So that is the Nook Tablet. It's a general OS interface. When you hit the home button, you get this bar that comes up that shows you home, your search, the web browser settings, and all that fun stuff. So we'll take a look at all that in a second. But the web browser is not on top here. Let's see if we can actually move this over here, which we can't. Just checking. You can customize, of course, the size of your icons. So in my Netflix, I can take a book, I can move it here, and of course I can place it anywhere I want to, that kind of stuff. So it's very customizable overall. Now moving on to the Kindle Fire. Let me just power that off for a second. The Kindle Fire's home screen is pretty much single. It's got a singular home screen here. You can see the slide is to the top. It has three. It's basically a layer down shelf, if you will, very similar to what you have with Kindle. The very top right hand corner, you do have your settings or your settings options and your volume control. So you have all your controls on top. You can also, this is the volume control bar. And of course, if you hit more, you go into your settings overall. Now, the home button and as a back button is all below. So I'll go hit the home button, I'll go back to home. In the top left-hand corner here where it says Enabong's Kindle, that's also a notification icon. So if I was, say, listening to music, I could actually, or downloaded something, it will actually pop up here and list the amount of items I'm actually running at that time. Below is a search bar. It's a general search bar. I can search on the library, I can search on the web. If I go to the web, it shows me a list of places I can search to, so on and so forth, so I can cancel that out. And then you have your 7 options, which you have your newsstands, your books, your music, video, docs, apps, and web. Now with the newsstand, books, music, videos, and docs, basically it's all linked to an app store, if you will. So if I go into newsstand, I can check the cloud, what I have in my cloud on the device, or I can go to the store. Go back. If I go to books, same thing. This is what on my device, this is what I have in the cloud, and I can go into the store if I want to. I'll show you the store in a second. Music, same thing. Device, cloud, I can go into the store. Head back again. Videos. Now, videos is a little different. This is Amazon Prime instant video. So this is on-demand video, if you will, and that shows you, of course, Amazon Prime Video on top. We have movies for rental and stuff you can buy, and also TV shows below. And I can go into library. Now, if I go into library, that takes me to what I have as I've downloaded onto my device or on the cloud, movies and TV. So it's separated that way, and cloud, or I can go back into the store. Very simple process. Documents are documents by recent and title, so it's kind of a PDF documents you have on your device. And apps shows you all the apps you have in your device, apps you have on the cloud. Now the cloud apps are slightly different. You can see some of these apps are apps that I've downloaded on various devices, from my smartphone, or to different tablets that I've used the Amazon App Store. So if I go into cloud, you can see here I have more items here downloaded that I've had in other places. So these are things I've downloaded before that I don't have. For instance, you can see Pandora and the Weather Channel. If I go into my device, there is no Pandora and Weather Channel. So I can actually go in here and I can say, go back. I can go in here, go to ESPN, and that will show me the ESPN app, which I can now install here because I already downloaded it before, and boom, I'm installing it overall. And that's pretty much that. So let's go back here, and below we now have our carousel, which shows us all our activity from the very first thing we opened up on our Kindle Fire. And you can see, you can just scroll through, go through the whole process, and I can add things from here to my favorites, which is below. So I can go, this is my address book, to favorites. I've added to favorites. You can see this shelf there, and it keeps growing and growing depending on what you're looking for. And then of course you have your apps. Now this is a basic app store. This is your apps and device, and you can go into the store. And of course you have the web browser. So we'll take a look at the web browser next for both devices. So since we're on the Kindle Fire, let's start with the Kindle Fire. Kindle Fire, of course, has this Silk web browser, well noted for its browsing capabilities. You can see it's open up the Amazon store. A couple things I'm looking for at Black Friday. I can open up tabs easily. And of course, it gives me URLs that I've been to. I can go into Booredatwork there. That URL I can open up here. I can go into Engadget, mobile, so on and so forth. This is some Naruto comic books, and then you do have your settings. You can hit your menu and it shows you, downloads, add bookmarks, history, things like that. I can bookmark a page, and so on and so forth. So it's very distinct browser, if you will. Does pretty well overall. That's just a quick look here. So let's take a look at the Nook browser. Turn this off for a second. Alright, so with the Nook browser, open this up. We hit the home button, brings up the browser. Now you can see you have the browser here. You still have access to your settings and of course your books below. I can hit that. Hold on 1 second, this is upload. If I actually hit the back button, go back, I can of course pinch zoom in and out. I can add things to my favorites, bookmarks, most visitors in history. I can change my view if I want to go back. I can also open up, hitting that button will open up a new window, Windows, refresh forward, and of course more options. I can go into my downloads, my settings if you will, and customize the browser a little bit more, enable Java plugins and things like that. The difference here is, as you can see, the Amazon Silk browser is a little bit more fluid. You can see the layout is also more user-friendly, if you will, and it feels like a more thought-out process. You can see how both of them are, so it's easier for me to use this browser over that. You can see the Silk browser also works very well in that respects, if you will. So go to Windows. This shows me the two windows I've opened here. Meanwhile, on the Nook on the Silk browser here, I can just basically go through my tabs and my tab progressions, and I can look at all the different windows I have. So it's pretty easy for me to navigate on this browser than this browser. All right, so let's check out videos for both devices. Now, Amazon with the Kindle browser, with Kindle Fire. Kindle Fire has a dedicated video on demand service. Nook actually has Netflix and Hulu Plus, which you can also find here. But showing you the on demand service here, it's very, very easy to use. I can go into Amazon Prime, look at some free ones here, so we can actually take a look at it. And okay, let's see, go to the Jetsons, for instance. I can watch it now because I'm an Amazon Prime member. I'll show you that. You see it's loading up. And it's playing. So we already have that playing and going on right now. So we'll just turn the volume down here. We'll put that aside while that plays in the very top, so you guys can probably, oh, I probably hit something there. Okay, it's preview. Now with your Nook tablet, you can of course look at different things. If I hit movie here, I go to Hulu Plus, which I already have signed in. I can go into my history, if you will, and putting this here. I was watching Terra Nova, so let's go ahead and check that out. Or maybe not. Oh yeah, let's go back to Terra Nova here. So it's loading video. Now you can see the difference here is that Amazon has a service that provides you a lot of content directly, and also has Hulu Plus. So something we'd say Amazon has an edge, if you will, because its video on demand services similar. But you can see just showing you video quality. If you can look at both of them, both devices. Don't mind my fingers smudging this all over the place. But you can see, of course, this is Hulu Plus here. And looking at the Jetsons, if we can, now this is streaming, so it's going to be hard to jump forward, but you can see the Jetsons here also. So you can see the fact that you have the on-demand service goes a long way. So I'm just going to head back out here, and we'll actually head out of this ourselves. So the on-demand service is something that actually goes a long way in helping Amazon. Also, same thing with music. The fact that your music is in the cloud, even though there's 8 gigabytes of storage, and this only has 1 technically, unless you use your micro SD card, and there's no micro SD card slot here on the Kindle Fire, you're able to store all your music. So I basically can go on my computer, upload my music to the Amazon Kindle cloud service, and just stream it online. And it's very easy. It's very, again, it's a very fast and smooth process. You can load your music on here and you can play, so it's not something you can't do in your Nook. So if I go to cloud, I go into Frank Ocean, I play a song. Let's see. We all try. So the song's playing. So you can hear that, and that's playing off the cloud. So something yes, I have it also on the system, but I'm playing it off the cloud, which is pretty nice. And cool thing about it too is I can go into the album itself and I can download the album right here again if I want to. So if I can do offline play and download all my albums there. So that's something pretty cool. So yeah, I just clicked on the email here and show you the email apps on both devices. I have my email here also. Now I have two emails logged in. You only have one, but it's the same process. You can go to your emails. It also shows you a unified box. If I click on that, that shows me a unified box of all my emails, and of course highlighted what's new or what's not. While on the Nook here, it's all bolded until you actually read one email. So I go through that email, and then I can go back. And you can see it's unhighlighted, but this is updated here also. Email process is pretty much the same. You can, of course, craft a new email, cancel that out. Look at all your emails all together. You can see your inbox and your inbox totals, and of course you can just select all to delete. Similar to what you have here. Here you have your menu button where you can edit lists, and you can edit this list or either just delete, same as that. Just say done here. You can also look at accounts, go into settings. You can craft email, you can search for email, as well as you can also refresh your email box. So that's something it's very similar, works well. They pretty much work the same on the email service. All depends on what you're looking at. So it's not something where it's one's better than the other, but you can see, as I mentioned earlier, so emails are coming in here overall. So that's pretty much it on both devices. Yes, they all read books well. I'm not even going to cover the books because we know that both the Nook and the Kindle Fire do books very well. So it's something that shouldn't be a deciding factor here. I think looking at the video on demand service and also looking at how it handles the web browser and things like that also goes a long way into playing how well these two devices work. So how about we round up these devices, the Kindle Fire and the Nook Tablet? And we've come up with this decision. First of all, let's talk about some of the merits of both of them. Both have great battery life, about 10 hours. Some people say 7, I've got about 10. Just in general use. With video, it's cut down to about 6 or so. Now, the Nook is a 16 gigabyte device. This is 8 gigabytes. This has expandable storage with micro SD at the bottom corner there. And this has cloud storage unlimited. Now, at first I was skeptical with cloud storage, but I'll say Amazon's done a very good job with cloud storage that you can store your stuff on the cloud and it works and it's easy to access, if you will. The Nook, on the other hand, allows a lot of expansion from micro SD, which is also pretty cool, so you can use your old micro SD cards altogether. When it comes to weight, this is slightly lighter, but this also feels comfortable in the hand, so it's not a biggie, no problem. The Nook definitely is much smoother and runs much faster, but the Kindle Fire still works well. You notice some slowdowns, but nothing that takes you away from this experience. Again, this is this is much smoother. This is 1 gigabyte of RAM. This is 512. Overall experience, I will give it to the Kindle Fire. Yes, it nudges over the Nook because, first of all, I would say Amazon has kept the experience clean. I like the OS feel. It's very simple. It's a top-down OS. So basically, everything you need goes from the top to the bottom. This is very similar to what you have with stock Android in a way. Even though it's customized, you still have the home screens. You have a lot of multiple access points, which I think users in this category are looking for something that's very easy to use and very simple, which I think the Amazon Kindle Fire does well. Also, the video on demand service is fantastic. You can see it works very fast, and then you also have the fact that the Amazon store also is very simple and easy to use. The Nook store doesn't feel as well in depth, if you will, overall. But the Nook tablet is still okay. And again, price $200, $250. I'll say $250 wins, and actually is a very good product at $250. Both of these are not an iPad killer or a general tablet, but then again, most people know I am not a big tablet fan. This is a very simple device that allows you to browse the web, read books, and watch movies, and it's cheap. So I say, yeah, definitely the Kindle Fire, and you guys in the holiday season right now shopping, definitely go for this. Also, don't miss out on the Nook. It's a good device if you're looking for something with onboard storage, and you can also add your micro SD card and you don't want to store stuff in the cloud, then the Nook Tablet is definitely for you. You can both customize this. I mean, there's a hack for this now, and I'm sure very soon they'll be able to hack this. If I'm not mistaken, it's already done. So anyway, Kindle Fire wins, Nook Tablet is second, and if you guys have any questions or comments about this too, but also check out our full review for both of them, and make your decision yourself. We're just telling you what we think is better. So this is Thunder from Booredatwork saying thank you, and always enjoy your entertainment.